Yo, speaking about different, for the first time this morning, I watched a movie that had been out for some time. I think it came out in I don't even want to say it came out several years ago. So so one of those perhaps coming of age movies that has a lot of symbolism and things. Great movie, but I never watched it just because things sort of come up on my radar and I forget that they're on my and I say, all right, I'm gonna watch it. And then I'm like, I'll read the description. I'm like, I'll get around to it. So if it's not something that's of that's ranked high on my list of interest to watch, I just won't watch it. But anyway, I said this morning, I didn't have much going on this morning. It's Sunday, it's quiet. I said, let me watch this. So the movie opened up with this song. So here's the song, right? And it tripped me out. I'm gonna and I don't know how to think about it. But here it is. Let's just listen to this. Can you hear it?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I hope we don't get blocked for this copyright. But let's listen.
So
I'm not sure anymore just how it happened before. The places that I knew were sunny and blue. I can feel it deep inside this black nigger's pride. I have no fear when I say, and I said every day, every nigger is a star. Every nigger is a star. Who will deny that you and I and every nigger is a star?
that's your heart right there, yo.
I have
I'm gonna pull this off now. All right.
That's your heart, bro. That's gonna be at the wine and cheese party, bro.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll send you the information if you didn't get it.
Please,
But
please.
for those that know what I hadn't heard that song before.
Never
But
heard
for
this
those,
before in my life.
yeah, me neither. Right. So for those that don't know, I'm sure many are familiar because people have seen this movie, but the movie Moonlight starts off with that song. You
Oh,
ever
I
saw
never
that
saw
movie?
that movie.
You never saw that. Okay.
No, I never saw it, man.
So for the first time today, I watched Moonlight, right? And it's a very interesting movie. Um, in a nutshell, it explores the life in three different phases of a young black male growing up. I think it's in Florida, growing up in Florida. Um, and he's a homosexual, right? And he
Mm.
knows that he is from a very early age, and he's teased by it, taunted, bullied, and he has to sort of navigate coming to grips with who he truly is,
Interesting.
along with his mother being a crackhead, him coming up, in the inner city and um, trying to understand who he really is. And it's a really really compelling story, and I don't want to dive into it too deep. But what I would say about the movie though is um, let me step back a little bit. I also watched last night. My wife and I on Netflix. We watched We Grown Now. Did you see that?
No, I never seen that either.
Okay. All right. So We Grown Now is
I'm
is,
gonna be
is a
watching these movies now since you told me
yeah
about it.
yeah. We Grown Now is another good one that we have been putting off. We had it on our list of things to watch, but just because of time and stuff, it's hard to get to these things. But we watched We Grown Now, and there was another great movie exploring the life of a young or two young black males. And there was no sexual connotation or any of that in the movie
Right.
as it relates to them, but two young black males sort of coming up. in the inner city of Chicago, specifically in Cabrini Green in the early 90s. And the things that they had to face in terms of navigating adolescence and understanding that they are a lot bigger than what their environment would suggest. Really, really great movie. But the underlining theme of both movies that I thought that I identified, and I thought it was worth us talking about, and we talk about this often on the show, and then even you and I have these conversations, when we're speaking on the phone, is you really see the deficit that a family is at when the presence of a Black male is not there or it's non-existent.
Correct.
Right. And it's not just financial, it's emotional, it's the way a kid matures, it's just all types of different things. So these movies do just yet another additional explorations on the deficit that a Black family and the disadvantage that a Black family is at when the lack of a regular male presence is not there in the home,
Right.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. So I know a lot of people are probably like, just watching Moonlight now, but yeah, I watched it.
I never watched it. I mean, and it's a story. It's just, everybody has their own story, man. And it's like, it's me being immature to find out like, yo, what I'm saying, is on that shit. And I should be educating myself about their perspective of life. You know what I mean? It matters. It matters. It definitely matters, man. And I heard it was a great movie. I heard Dude won an award for that, right?
Yeah. Mahershala Ali won an award for it.
Yeah.
He's great actor. But you know what though? If I'm being forthright, that's probably the reason why I didn't watch it either, because I knew that there was some homosexual perspective. It was a homosexual perspective driven movie. From the from a narrative that I'm obviously not familiar with. So I tend to stay away from those movies just because they're just not interesting to me. Not because I don't respect people and them having a right to live a life that brings them happiness and joy and peace, but just because I don't really understand the emotions and the feelings in the movie. So I'm just not interested. But what I've realized is that it is necessary for us to watch these movies, because when they come from the perspective of a Black male, right? Or they're written from the perspective of a Black male, and understanding that there's nothing singular about any of our experiences growing up in the inner city.
Right.
Important that we know what everyone is feeling or having a pulse on it, even if it's just a topical type feeling about it. At least we know that we don't all think alike, and that there are troubles that are going on in our community that requires outreach. And it also helps me watching the movie. It also helped me frame this understanding that despite us all looking alike, despite many of us having the same socioeconomic circumstances in our neighborhoods or inner city neighborhoods across this country,
right?
Our experiences are different. Our desires in life are different. Our perspectives of life are different. What we want out of life is different. What we're attracted to is different. So all of these things are going on. And I think in order for us to be able to move forward as a people, it's necessary that we, most importantly, have a broader understanding that there's nothing singular about any of our experiences. You know what I mean?
This is true, man. This is so true, man.
Yeah,
and we gotta get better on that, man. For real, man. Because
definitely.
Yeah, that's the reason why we losing.
Yeah. So I do I encourage, if you haven't watched Moonlight, watch that. And then two, if you haven't watched We Grown Now, that's a good one too. That one very succinctly is really about a mother's. I mean, again, it's about two young boys growing up in Cabrini Green in the early 90s and what their experiences are navigating those socioeconomic adverse circumstances in the neighborhood like that. But then also too, it's a story about a family making the commitment to push forward and recognizing that progress is outside of their comfort zone. And the only way for you to make progress is to not be complacent and recognize that a lot of times our ability to progress is outside of what is comfortable. So we have to be willing to become familiar with the unfamiliar to to make progress. You know what I mean?
You gotta be a weirdo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We individually and equally range in different originalities.
Yep.
That's my definition of a weirdo. That's my acronym. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
I share it all the time and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
What is it again? Say it again.
We're individually, equally and individually range in different areas of originality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So weirdo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the Daily Walk. This is Aki Bang, D.D. Turner, the Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. Excuse me, the Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. I'm fucking it up. The Reverend Brother Pastor Deacon Dr. Jasper. And we out of this motherfucker.
You got it.